Shah Rukh, you first worked with Mahesh Bhatt, Alia's father, 20 years ago in a film called Chahat. It released exactly 20 years ago in 1996.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Just to jog the memory.
Look at my lips. How luscious they look.
Very lovely.
Without your
Were
lip
you
balm.
using this lip balm? I was
Same
going to
lip
say that you
balm.
were using this lip balm.
This young lady here, his daughter Alia, was all of 3 years old at the time.
Oh, this you got me in my
sweet.
shorts at home.
Shah Rukh, was it a bit surreal to be acting with her on this film? Is it things like this that are a reminder then of just how long you've been doing this job?
No, not at all. Not at all. Yes, when I would sit down and talk with her, so I'll answer this in two parts. When I sit down and talk with her about life and things, or even the movie, I'd be very poignantly or emotionally be reminded of conversations I've had with Bhatt Sahab. Life-changing. One of the few people in the industry that I remember Juhi coming after working with him in a film with Amir, and she said, you have to work with Bhatt Sahab, you know, you guys will hit it off so well. I didn't get a chance for a long time. Nearly his last couple of films I've done, to be honest, by the time Duplicate came. But he invoked the writer in me. The book that I'm supposedly writing is because he told me. And he was so encouraging, so different, subtext of a different level. So for me, a part of my growth as an actor is owed hugely to Bhatt Sahab.
You know, I remember years ago once asking you, who's the one person whose phone calls you never avoid or you always answer? And I remember you saying Mahesh Bhatt, yeah.
Bhatt Sahab always. I like talking with him. And there's a lot of nonsense which makes sense that we talk. So that part, yes. But as an actor, I have, you know, really, I don't make anything about an age or the years that you've spent. I've just said this before. One, working with an actor and depending on his or her maturity or assuming is according to experience or age is most immature in itself. An actor is an actor. She's a wonderful actor. It's really wonderful to work with her. And here she is one-on-one with me. I've not come with any baggage of thinking, oh, I am 20 years, man, she was a baby. I'll not come on the set and say, Kuchi, you were so baby. No, she's not a baby for me. She's an actor.
But did you remember her as that?
I think I've seen her a couple of times on the sets, maybe. And I remember her hair, actually, more than her on the sets. And she was very sweet then. She's very sweet now. But for me, it is not... and there are a lot of actors. You know, when you work 25 years, you are going to bump into actors who sat in your lap and who are still sitting in your lap. But you know, I have no understanding of this that, oh, she was a baby, you know, I felt so happy seeing her. No, I have no feeling like that. I think for me, she's an actor. She's an adult. I'm an adult, and the age difference as an actor does not count. It's just the experience of working with her. So no, it doesn't even make... I really feel I started day before yesterday. Now working with Alia, I really feel I'm also must have started at 17, which was 4 years ago, and I'm 24. I mean, I'm happier working with her than Aryan working with her. For me, that's how it works.
Alia, most actresses would give an arm and a leg to make a romantic film with Shah Rukh Khan.
So just legs are enough too.
I mean, you got...
Good legs.
Good legs. Just good legs enough.
You got the opportunity to work with him, but he plays your shrink. Now, it's really the next best thing, isn't it? Because apparently you play a character who's grappling with love and relationships, and who better than the #1 romantic star to guide you and to kind of give you advice in that department, right?
Yeah. Let's just say, and I think everybody's going to be saying the same thing after watching the film, that if I want somebody to help me, I let that just be Shah Rukh Khan. And I've never really had that experience before in my real life, ever. So in real life, to do it with him was quite interesting. But let me just say that, yeah, it's not a romantic film, but recently even in Coffee with Karan only, he said that no relationship can exist without love in some form. So I feel like maybe it's not a romantic relationship, but it is a special relationship nonetheless. And for me to do something like that for the first time with Shah Rukh is even more special.
Did you lean on him for advice in the real life as well?
Well, she calls me every day now. Any guy calls her up for a date or something, she's like, do you
You're
think...
firstly no guy calls you for a date. I've not been asked on a date since I've like been alive.
For that problem also she called
Check
me.
with my therapist.
Yeah, nicely, yeah.
No, but whenever we do talk, he does give some really interesting advice, and I really believe like we think and behave the same. Strangely, Imtiaz called me up a couple of days ago, and he was talking to me. I was just going to tell you about this. He was just talking to me, and he's like, you know, he reminds me a lot of you and Ranbir. Ranbir is more shy. You're not so shy. He's just crazily passionate. And he's like, you, both of you all are imbalancedly, something, he used the word, imbalancedly passionate. And I see a lot of similarities between the two of you. Yeah, he's really passionate. So I really felt like whenever we sat and spoke about life, and of course he knows way more than I do, and not because of his age or anything, because he's that person.
Right.
You know, even he reads about even his cup, he'll know history.
I mean, you can
whatever.
chat with him outside of
On
the movies as
everything.
well. Yeah.
So it was really nice talking about that. But also whenever we do talk about life and love and relationships and just all the things under the sun which we actually want to talk about, it's quite interesting because I find myself relating to him a lot.
But you know, referring to the question you asked earlier, I can sense things with people, and I don't want to be blatantly going and saying, look, I know what's happening in your heart or whatever. But I could take that advantage with her for the same reason that I've seen her when she's 3 or 4 years old. That I feel a sense of warm ownership. That, you know, I can, of course, if there's some other lady who I don't know, I haven't worked with, neither have I worked with her or met her. I think last time I met her was Student of the Year and maybe a couple of times socially post that. But I can go and, you know, say, if you know that, I can because, I don't know, maybe that part, reminds me that yes, I can go with her. Yeah.
Shah Rukh, you've worked with some of the best actors in the business, the mainstream ones, the art house ones, the middle of the road actors. You've been making movies for 25 years. Are there moments on the job where you can still be surprised, Shah Rukh, or have you seen everything? Did Alia ever surprise you?
One of the things that it's a strange dichotomy I have. I don't think, without belittling an actor, like I told you right before we started the interview, it's a job. You are supposed to do it well. I'm not going to say, oh wow man, superb, yeah, kya shot diya. This is a job. We're supposed to do it. So I assume that of 99.9% of actors, unless they're new, they've just been picked on character face, not really professional actors. And I love them even more actually, because that's more interesting. But I'm not someone who gets really impressed by great acting or amazing performances. Like you said, I've grown up with the best actors in this country ever, you know, and learned from them and loved them before that. So for me, it's not a surprise if you're acting well. You're supposed to do it. And at the same time, I'm like a child. Like if I see someone act well, I mean, it's silly for me to say, I start crying actually. Kitni achhi acting kar raha hai yaar ye. When I get like this, and knowing fully well, one of the part is that I can't do this. I can't think like this.
Really?
You know, everybody thinks differently. It's not about the craft that I can do. Of course, everyone can do that now. 5 years in the films, you have to do it. But there is this strange feeling, yaar, ye main kya yaar? I get very emotional. I get really emotional. I have to hold back my tears because I look really stupid because crying on the sets every time an actor gives a good shot. So I have this, matlab, you know, kya hua Shah Rukh ko, usme to acting bhi nahi kiya, cues dete थे रो पड़ा. So comedy scene mein, so I get like, you know, a lot of actors do that to me. And I would put her there on the top of that category. You know, there was a couple of scenes, not just the emotional scenes which normally turn you on and say, yaar kya acting ki, aansu aa gaya right time pe. But there were some scenes which she did just off the cuff, still very meaningful. And what I like in actors is when they don't make a big thing about acting. You know, it just flows. One of the actors I like this is Ranbir Kapoor, to be honest. It just flows. And I tell him the same thing that I tell Alia also, that it flows, little adaigi we both need. Both of you need, you know, a little more, not hero-giro, heroine-panti, but you really need to, you know, her dad told me once, and Anupam told me once, that somewhere you need to have a third dimension where even the most inconsequential scene, you put your hand out of the screen, catch the audience by the scruff of the neck and say, come along with me. You don't request them. You take them by the scruff of the neck. Oh, but this is really stupid, but yeah, my stupid, come. So that part I think they both need to develop as actors. Sorry, I don't want to sound patronizing. No. But she was refreshingly, actually refreshing is a bad word. I don't want to use refreshing, it's used too often for young actors. She's stunning as an actor. And more often than not, you know, we all have weak moments in scenes and films, but I think more often than not, she's stunning. It was, I always say this, for 2 years, I will be a better actor because I've worked with Alia. And I'm not being patronizing or being...
It's really high praise.
It gives me, it's not praise actually. It's like, I would have cried in fact. I really like what she's done, and I in my head, I'm a smart guy. I will develop it, and I would like to use it somewhere in a film. And thank you from the bottom of my heart that, you know, this is a great experience.
Were you nervous going in? I mean, you've said that you've always idolized him ever since you were a kid. I think the exact words you used were, you were crushing on him big time.
Crushing on him, yeah. Because Karan asked me that, did you have a crush on him? I said, of course.
You know, did your father give you advice, words of advice, or give you words of wisdom before you started shooting with Shah Rukh? Or your sister Pooja, perhaps, who's also worked with him?
No, I don't think we also function in that way, that I've done this, so now you hear me out and then you do. I think he probably wanted me to have my own journey. That's the way he's been all along. He'll give me advice only when we're sitting and having a conversation, not I'm going to an interview and I have to talk, or when I'm traveling to different cities. He'll call me up and tell me something about that city.
Right.
The, like,
Nagpur ki oranges bahut achhe.
All those things, technical details he'll give me. But no, he didn't give me any advice. I was nervous for obvious reasons. But I also like that nervousness, and I'm nervous before like anything. I get nervous in a good and happy way. But I think once we did our first scene and we broke the ice a little bit, then I was fine. Then we kind of flowed. But as he said, I like to flow. But I didn't make a big deal out of it. I said, no, people were constantly making a big deal out of it. I was just talking to myself and saying, it'll be fine.
Do you get that often, Shah Rukh? You know, you're working with so many actors who either grown up watching you or who, you know, entered the industry much after you have. There is that sense of, you know, being overwhelmed when they're in the presence of, you know, of you. I mean, do you get that, and how do you handle that?
You see, I'll be very honest. Like, I've been told later on, sorry, I sent you away for the scene because he or she wasn't being able to do it. And I find that strange because I think I'm perhaps the most warm, open, large-hearted, gracious, well-mannered, dignified and decent actor on a set. Whether you're 3 years old or you're 300 years old. I have never ever gone on a set because I'll tell you honestly, and I said this on a show recently, that I have been brought up by directors and actresses, more than actors, actresses, who have been so kind and gentle with me that I don't know any other way to be on the set. I've never walked onto the set with any feeling of a baggage of superiority or my stardom. I'm here just like I was 25 years ago, and I entered the set and Madhuri was standing there. And she's saying, Chane ke khet mein. And she was so kind to me. You know, I walked in and Sridevi was there and, you know, doing a song with me, which was a strange song, and took off her mustache on the side. So, and they were so nice to me, all of them. The directors, her dad, Aziz Mirza, I mean, they're so beautiful to me, and beautiful, fantastic big directors, Ramesh Sippiyama. I don't know any other way to be. So I don't think I'm ever on a set. And it comes naturally that I come on a set and make everybody feel easy. From the director, cameraman, and I understand, I don't carry it with me that maybe, you know, today when I go for an ad, they're all youngsters who must have grown up. And I make an effort to let them know, listen, what you thought of me as a youngster, if you thought I was good, I'm better. And if you thought of me as bad, you'll change your opinion by the end of the day. So I really make that effort, but very naturally. I don't like rehearse lines into it. So I don't think anyone has ever been overwhelmed by me on a set. Yeah, but that also leads to them treating me badly after 3 days.
Once they get used to it.
Once they get used to it, yeah.
How long did it take for you to really become comfortable in his presence and just lose your inhibitions? Because what people go on saying about you, and truly and correctly, is that you're really natural. What did it take to lose that, to break that wall and just
you know, he kind of said it very correctly, because I think it's people who, like, similarly like me, I perceive that I would be nervous around him because he's Shah Rukh Khan.
Yeah.
But he does come on set and he does get that out of you by asking you, you're okay with doing this? Okay. It's more out of respect and admiration that people start becoming like this. Like initially, I was a bit like, should I suggest, should I say, should I not? But then after his body language and after he started opening up, then I would have, okay. And I think maybe in my head it took me just that day, because it's such a long day, we shot that whole scene, it was a very long scene. Then it kind of happened.
First is what? Kabaddi Kabaddi.
Kabaddi Kabaddi. So it was a very long scene and we had to do a lot in that scene. So I think by the end of it we were buds.
Bud means buddies.
Buddy.
You were buds, yeah.
Surely you learned this from the kids.
I'm learning a lot of new things from buds.
Buds.
You know, this conversation, Shah Rukh, really makes me want to ask you, how does one behave in the company of their idols or of their heroes? I know we've all dreamt of it, we've all thought of what we'd say if we were in the company of our heroes. I know I would have loved to meet Roger Ebert and what I'd have said to him. What's it like? I mean, I'm sure you've had those situations. Maybe the first time you met Dilip Kumar, Bachchan Saab, Robert De Niro. How does one behave, or how does one conduct oneself in the presence of their hero? Is it okay to bombard them with questions? Is it okay to behave like a fan? Does one ask for a picture? What's the right conduct?
I'll tell you what I felt with all the three names that you said, Mr. Dilip Kumar, Mr. Bachchan and Mr. De Niro. The first thing I felt, and I'm not, and I do feel it with a lot of other actors also and actresses also. And because I'm from Delhi, you know, for me to come down here and work with Mr. Amrish Puri, you know, some not what you logically feel would be people that you would, because, or Nasir, or Shabana, or, you know, all these people, anyone. Most of the people. I mean, directors like Kundan Shah. You know, I just seen Jaane Bhi Do Yaar.
Sure.
So the first thing I feel is that I should not touch them because they are so brittle they will break. I don't know, I feel this. So when I meet, like if Mr. De Niro puts his hand out, I'm like, I'll be so gentle with him that is, I should not crush it. I remember when Bachchan Saab was doing a picture with him and I had to stand next to him and I have to rest and do this. I was like this, that I hope I don't hurt his shoulder. So the first thing that happens when you like someone is you don't want to hurt them. You want to be gentle with them. And if you take that as the main throw, that, you know, I'm just going to be gentle, just be gentle with your idol. And finally, the idol will just hug you. I'm not saying I'm idol a lot of people, but when people meet me, I just look at them and I can, if they're gentle, but if they're rough, I'm scared of them because, you know, it's I don't want scratches on my body for no reason. So I'm like, oh, you know, if I see someone, and it's happened to me in a crowd of thousands, I'd be able to pick up a boy or girl and say, come here, give me help, please. Because I know they're just gently standing.
Right.
So I think gentility, gentleness, being gentle with your idol is the best way to behave, even if you're completely overwhelmed. And all three that you mentioned, I bowed down and touched their feet. I'm like, you know, wow, you guys are amazing, yeah. And just to meet them, and you got to treat them gently, that's all. I think so. If I meet an idol, I'd met Mr. Michael Jackson in New York once, and I just stood, I don't even have a picture with him. I don't have a picture with Madonna. And these are people who I loved when I was growing up.
Right.
And she was there and she was taking pictures and our friends were taking pictures. And she said, you want one? I said, no, I'm okay. You know, because there are too many flashes on your face, they will hurt your eye. And even with Mr. Jackson, I was just standing. I'm like, you know, whatever. And he was, come here. And I'm like, no, it's okay. You just please be, I'm good just to see you. So I think being gentle with your idol and not having a selfie is the best way to be.
Yeah.
Take the idol back home in your heart where he always or she always resided.
Right. Alia, how, if at all, has working with Shah Rukh changed you as a person?
She doesn't want to work with any other actor now. And that's such a problem. You know, she has to work with other people too.
Yeah, that. I'm thinking of the right way to word it. Let's just say that even when I see him speak right now in his interviews, the things he says and the fact that he's saying that I still feel as new as I was, and I want to unlearn everything and all the things, and that's his behavior. What he says is what he does and what he kind of emotes. That's made me, if I had any kind of, if I was flying even a little high, it just brought me back down immediately. And you need that from time to time. I don't feel like I'm one of those people who needs to be told again and again because it's inherent, and I've heard it from my father, my mother, my sister, everybody. But when you see a live example of it, I know I'll never be that person, and this is like an example for me that I'll always be this way. And I know that for sure, that I'll be this way, and hopefully I'll also be as famous as him someday.
No, you're going to be much more. I mean, your views are less if you think you should be me. And I just want to say this, that, you know, as a person, as an actor, be very proud of being an actor. Be very proud of being a star. Be arrogant if need be. But it should not transcend into your acting.
Yeah.
Acting has to be with humility, because acting is a serving. It is something, it's like I always tell people, it's like serving food at home. You don't tell anyone, "Acha hai na?" You ask them, "I hope you like it." You know, so acting is a serving. Yeah. Have you ever gone to, how would it be? I call you for dinner. "Good, no?" You're like, "Yeah." "You like the dessert?" "Yeah, dessert is good." You know, it's like, you know,
there are people
who do that. Who do that even with food.
This is very torturous experience.
No, really. Like if your mom cooks, or if your dad cooks, or even the gentleman who cooks in your house, or the lady, you know, when they say, "Baby, acha laga," it's done with such gentleness, knowing fully well that I've done this for 20 years. It is fantastic.
Right.
But they still ask you, "Baby, acha laga aaj ka wo chicken?" So, you know, you're vegetarian, sorry, bhindi. So when people ask, that acting is with that humility. And you can be as arrogant as you want as a person, or even as an actor. That's all right. But this humility in acting is important.
Yeah.
You know, I asked Anushka Sharma something recently. She's the colleague that you're working with currently, and I want to hear what you have to say about this. I asked Anushka Sharma why she thinks that Shah Rukh Khan and possibly, you know, Salman and Amir, why, if she feels that other actors who come after y'all will ever have this kind of stardom, why you've been superstars for 25 years, why you continue to being the reigning superstars, and whether that kind of mega stardom, there will be other actors, younger actors who will ever enjoy. And she had an interesting take. She said, you know, when the generation that grew up on your movies, they wanted to be like you. They wanted to be like these stars. The current generation is trying to be like the audience, and therefore there's a reverse kind of principle. You feel, is there logic in that? You find like that is?
See, analyzing stardom is difficult.
Right.
Whether it's anybody's. It's difficult for me to say why this works, why it didn't, why did I work. I have no idea whatsoever. But having said that, I think there is a point in this, that maybe some of us or the other actors and stars, they just were being themselves. They were not trying to please anyone. They were just ki, humko ye aata hai yaar. There was basic truth in it.
Yeah.
There's a basic honesty in it. I'm not saying other people are dishonest.
Right.
There's no calculation in it. मुझको I love you कहना ना था यार, मैं कर रहा हूँ, मुझे नहीं मालूम है ठीक है कि गलत है. So I think when things are thought out too much, they take away from feelings.
Yes.
I think a lot of people who become stars, they connect on feelings. Now what that feeling is, why you don't have it, why I have it, or why I don't have it, she has, is not to be questioned, not to be understood. It just happens. Stardom just happens, you know. And of course, there are good films, good directors, there are a lot of other forces working together to do stuff. But I think that's one reason. Also, I'd like to just tell you now the times have changed so much. With digital media coming in and stuff, stardom will be of a different quality.
Right.
There will be stardom. So if one is trying to say stars of yore, or say us at this point in time, will there be someone like us? No, which does not mean there won't be a bigger star. There will be a different kind of stardom. Like there was radio stardom, there was television stardom, there is the cinematic stardom right now, which perhaps has already changed in America. You know, their superstars are not considered icons like we are.
Right.
It has changed to a different level, and you know, you'll have a Vine star, you'll have a YouTube star, and it'll be of a different level. The only thing I feel that I can tell you is there is a strange amount of equality coming in the world, where stardom is not that you were at the top of the order.
Right.
It's not anything to look up upon. It is we are all same. So I think the new stars will be actually more akin to being with people, not enigmatic, not hidden. You know, there are no Greta Garbo times now. It is going to be where, you know, people are going to be one-on-one, and who makes me more interested in one-on-one. I'm no longer overawed. I identify.
Right.
I'm not inaccessible. Access, and is your access interesting for me? You are a star for me. It's going to be like, I think. I may be completely off the cuff.
I agree.
Finally, you know, Shah Rukh, you've said this very often, and again, to both of you, you've said very often that when you're making a movie, it's really like a bubble. You create these relationships, and obviously there's a deep friendship here that's happened. Is it hard, or is it not, to disconnect when the movie's over, when the journey's over? Are you going to miss this? Are you going to, till your work again, perhaps? Is that always hard to disconnect after a movie's over?
I will miss her. I miss her already. Because for me, my life is only movies in a certain sense, and then I chance upon, and most of the people that I work with, I have a lot of love with them. I have I don't have any shame in saying that. I love them. They are my family. They are my love interest. I genuinely fall in love with them. And I know then you move on. It's like a breakup because work takes you elsewhere.
Right.
And I'm not very socially good in communication. So that kind of also is an issue. And I don't also know whether I can disturb her socially through communication and, encroach upon her time. On film, she's my time.
Right.
We are on a date. 8 hours, you're going nowhere, baby. Whether you like it or not. So for me, it is a kind of heartbreaking, especially when the film releases. That's the end of a journey, a relationship, because I realized it very early. That's how it is. I'm not, ऐसा ही film की दोस्ती थी, तुम colleagues हो, friends नहीं हो. No, but the relationship gets done there, and you miss each other, and then you're very excited to work with each other again, and it kind of more often than not starts again from there. So you miss each other. Yes, I miss.
You, Alia? It's going to be hard now to.
I agree with him that when the film is releasing, somebody had once said this to me. It's like doesn't belong to you. It now belongs to the audience, so it's not yours anymore. So but I have a different take to it. Like I will miss not being on set, and I miss the promotions, and I'll miss just interacting with him because it's something that we share in common.
Yeah.
But I believe in looking at something next. Okay, agla kya hone wala hai?
Sure.
And taking it forward to the next step. And I'll message him socially and all.
No problem.
Not encroaching into
No, she can most certainly do it. I'm just saying, till the next. I mean, I'll miss her.
Yeah, but no, I agree.
Right.
I mean, I'll meet her. I'll make it a point to meet. We keep talking. Let's have a dinner together. Let's call Gauri. Let's all get together and chat. And we had some really nice times. We had a bit of an outdoor in Goa. We spent evenings together, and very different from what I've done, and maybe she's also done.
Yeah.
We have a difference in age also, but there was some niceness to it and goodness to it. So on the sets here in Yashraj, we were just shooting till 2 a.m., 3 a.m., but it was fun. And this film is very special. I mean, more than just us. I think sometimes the film also creates a special bond. This is one of those films. I'm not going to belittle the personal bond that we share.
Sure.
But I think this film also adds to that bond because it has turned out to be quite special and nice.
All the best. Looking forward to watching the film. Thank you so much.
Thank you.